chemical, radiological, biological, or nuclear terrorism. Do you know what to do? Are you prepared? Louisville's own Jason Ditzler is a ex-military survival specialist, biological detection specialist, and now common sense and low-income prepper, helping you learn what to do, and how to keep you and those you care about alive. And now, from Prepper World Headquarters, here's our host, Jason Ditzler.
Jason Ditzler here, and once again, I'm getting slightly off topic, but you know, there's a few things that just, you got to understand who you're dealing with. So this is me. I came across a quote saying, "Dream as you will live forever. Live as you will die today." Now, this philosophy is one that I try to live by. And I am at my very core a dreamer. A person who would never be happy with a 9-to-5 office job. And having ADD or ADHD, it has me bored with simple tasks. You see, I thrive on new experiences. And yes, I do get bored easily and therefore need a constant change of pace. I hate to be locked in, to be stuck. I love to travel and therefore work towards a career where I can travel up to 100% of the time. I work for an airline now, and even though it doesn't pay well at all, I love the ability to get off work and fly anytime I don't have to be at home. Now, I can talk with anyone and try and be a good listener, at least, to be better at conveying the story at a later date. My friends know that I love telling them of my travels. And, I try to live the second part of this quote by trying to make at least one person a day happy. My nickname at the firehouse is Big Snacks, a nickname that was given to me in recruit class because I was always bringing food and, snacks. And here's where I must say that a firefighter with extreme social anxiety and ADD or ADHD is a hard combination, but I try and pull it off. Being in a group setting, I feel as though I must try extra hard not to make a fool out of myself, and most of the time I fail rather gloriously. I'm not perfect, and I'm far from even being on the same level as good, but all I can do is try. Wake up every morning and try. It seems to be in every 12-step program that they say one day at a time, and that's what I'm doing, living one day at a time. Now, living alone, I find myself living most of my time as a hermit, staying at home, if not at work or flying. But like I said, I do love to travel and am able to curb my anxiety in an airplane as I can talk to either one person or just be silent with my wireless Beats Studio headphones turned all the way up. I also thrive on being behind the scenes at church. At every church I've attended, I've gone into the audio booth and seem to like being hidden away from others. I'm a very cautious person, and that makes me lose sleep and wake very easily when home alone. I often come home and stay up till well past 3 a.m. just waiting to either feel tired or still on the go thinking that there might just be one more fire call. You see, I'm always on high alert. And because of that, I am one of those. A person who prepares for everything. One who prepares for the zombie apocalypse. And no, I don't see dead people rising from out of their graves. But I use the term to prepare for tornadoes, earthquakes, floods, fires, or anything really. And this can go into being a Christian message by just saying, Ezekiel 38:7 says, "Be prepared and get yourself ready, you and all your company who have been mobilized around you, and you will be their guard." Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to run a homeless camp in the days after a disaster. What it does mean is that I will teach those who want the knowledge and those who will listen to prepare in the days leading up to a disaster. Today. Now, I'm a shelter supervisor for the American Red Cross, and I assist those who have had horrible things happen to them. People who have had their homes lost, or maybe they just can't return to them for an extended period of time. I was recently chosen to assist in a shelter operation in Cold Lake, Alberta, Canada. 2 weeks spending time with the Cree and Dene First Nations peoples. And why do I do it? Well, you can imagine waking up and having 90 minutes to get out of town. How many of your irreplaceable items can you prepare in that short time? Now imagine that you're separated from family and friends, being bussed 5 hours away from home to live in a hockey arena for 3 weeks with 1,000 others, not knowing where your family is. Now imagine that of those 1,000 people, about 50% were people that you didn't get along with. Now what if that was the next town over? Would you help? Why not? Again, Exodus 22:27 says, because that cloak is the only covering your neighbor has, what else can they sleep in? When they cry out to me, I will hear, for I am compassionate. Now, doesn't that say to us also to be compassionate? You know, while at the shelter, I tried to live up to my nickname again, and I even introduced myself as Big Snacks, and have a lot of Canadians now who call me Big Snacks. I tell everyone that there are two things that can bring people together. One being music, as even if you don't understand the words, a good beat can transcend any language. The other is food. To sit and eat while enjoying the company of others, or in my case, try and not make a fool out of myself while eating. My wife, who has moved on to greener pastures, calls me an insufferable tour guide, as I normally go non-stop to try and see as much as I can before I have to leave. You know, who knows if I'll ever get the chance to return there. I might as well see all as I can and know that I did all that was humanly possible. Sometimes, as in the case of Madrid, Spain, where it was at great cost to my health. You see, I'm spontaneous at my very core, and love the thought of not knowing what's going to happen until right before I do it. You see, I once booked a flight to LHR, London Heathrow Airport, after work. I worked till 2 p.m., boarded a flight for ORD, Chicago, and from there transferred to a first-class seat going to London. Once in London, I had a grand total of 4 hours to wait until my next flight. So I went about executing my plan. Operation Fly to London for Tea. Yep, I flew to London for tea just because I could. On the flight home, once again, I was allowed to sit in the first class because I had an open seat, and I flew from London to JFK Airport in New York City. And after missing my connection to Charlotte, I tried again for ORD, Chicago. A minor mechanical problem got us there slightly after my plane for home had left. And this had gave me two options. One, stay at Chicago O'Hare Airport overnight and sleep on the floor, or two, fly a turn to LAX. Now what a turn is where they fly there and turn around and come right back. Now I opted for the latter, and really I was grateful that I did. So in the course of 28 hours, I traveled to Europe, London, for tea, and also saw New York City, Los Angeles, and Chicago. Earlier on, I had flown my oldest daughter to Miami International Airport for the day. Just a day of us on the beach. My two younger children, although I wanted to take them to Miami, I wanted to get them used to flying first. So I took them to Miami via Washington, D.C., and then Charlotte, North Carolina. You see, traveling, you get to see the wonders of the world and open your eyes to people who are just like you, with hopes, fears, and even families. Now, please remember, while you lay in bed content with your 9 to 5, that there are people like me, no less of a person, just a person who dares to dream of the things that may be and lives each and every day as it may be my last. Now, there are many places left on my list of places to visit, and I plan to keep visiting them as often as I'm afforded the ability. Once again, thanks for watching. Hopefully, if you like the different format, let me know. I'll create a new channel, because I'd really like this one to get back to being the preparedness. But many people have asked me why I keep my head in the clouds, and I think this was the best answer I could give you. Once again, I'm Jason Ditzler. You're listening to the Jason Ditzler Radio Show, and thanks for watching.